Alright guys, today we have more PlayStation news, rumors, and leaks to go over and discuss. Before we dive into these topics today, do me a big favor and hit the like button to help the video out and show your support. And if you are new here to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button as well. The first topic we're discussing involves a new Sony patent. So this is reading from PlayStation Lifestyle. A new patent from Sony Interactive Entertainment suggests that the company is working on machine learning for image upscaling on the PS5 and future PS5 VR games. Filed back in April and recently published at the end of October, the patent, titled Computer Implemented Method for Completing an Image, outlines ways that machine learning can essentially create masks of any given image to reveal some sections and hide others, altering what it needs to and using those processes to fill in holes created by regions of missing or corrupted data. Machine learning eventually makes this process less resource intensive on the hardware, allowing for higher resolution image upscaling without the performance or time costs normally associated with such processes. Throughout the patent, virtual reality is explicitly mentioned on multiple occasions, specifically talking about the higher computing power required by a headset to display a satisfactory image than a traditional computer monitor. This is because VR headsets keep two separate screens close to the user's eyes, are presenting wider angles, and need to operate at higher sustained frame rates, which eat up processing power normally used to display higher resolution images. The machine learning process outlined in the patent would require much less computer power without sacrificing image quality where it is needed most for maintaining user comfort and immersion. One of the primary downsides of the last-gen PSVR headset was the lower resolution of the games played in the headset, and while many developers worked wonders with it in terms of graphics and visuals, it still had notably less fidelity than a standard 2D screen game. This patent could indicate a focus on bringing the next-gen PSVR headset up to par without sacrificing the processing power necessary to run VR games comfortably. Additionally, the patent tech could easily apply to 2D screen PS5 games as well, letting the PS5 upscale the resolution of games in real time without sacrificing their performance either. Games Radar notes that the language of the patent suggests it is similar to NVIDIA's deep learning super sampling, or DLSS tech, used to improve image resolution in NVIDIA graphics cards on PCs in real time. This would bring a similar solution to the PlayStation consoles. While the patent itself doesn't call out a specific console or platform aside from mentioning VR, it's obviously published by Sony Interactive Entertainment, and it's unlikely they'd be working on this tech for PCs or other platforms. Games Radar also discovered the LinkedIn profile of Sony senior principal engineer Andy Bygos, who is listed as the author of the patent, which lists Bygos as working on the application of machine learning and neural rendering to real-time graphics on the PlayStation 5. Seems like it's a pretty sure thing that this patent applies to the PS5 and the upcoming PS5 VR headsets. Now, I know that was a lot to take in, but this sounds like a pretty significant patent that was discovered here, and this seems like one of those patents that will actually lead to something. I remember talking about this a while ago, and it certainly seems like Sony has been taking some time to figure this out and try to come up with their own DLSS-like solution that they can apply to the PS5 as well as the upcoming PSVR headset. And I think that the PS5 could benefit greatly from this type of technology, and obviously a next-gen PSVR headset could benefit immensely from a technology like this. So we don't know as of right now if this is something that's going to pan out and if it's actually going to come to fruition. But as this article states here at the end, there is an individual at Sony who is a senior principal engineer that is working on this technology specifically for the PS5. It very much sounds like this is something Sony is planning to implement, and I think that it's only going to mean good things for future PS5 games as well as future PSVR games. So you can let me know down in the comments below what you think of this patent and how you think it's going to benefit both the PS5 and the next gen PSVR down in the comments below. But we're moving on to the next topic, which is talking briefly about Insomniac Games, specifically the upcoming PlayStation 5 exclusive Wolverine title. So over on Twitter, we have a few Insomniac game devs letting us know that they are looking for a gameplay engineer to help them figure out what the gameplay is really going to be like when it comes to Marvel's Wolverine. And they do reveal, I think, just a few things here that let us know there will be some intense gameplay, some brutal gameplay from Wolverine. And that's why I wanted to cover this, because it seems like we're slowly but surely getting confirmation that this is going to be a brutal game and that they're not going to hold back with, I guess you could say, how violent Wolverine is going to be. So we have over here the head of technology at Insomniac Games saying Insomniac Games is looking for a hero-focused gameplay programmer to help us build the quintessential Logan experience for Marvel's Wolverine. If hero controls, behavior, camera, and claws are your thing, please apply below. And then we have Drew Murray also highlighting his tweet saying we're looking for a gameplay engineer at Insomniac Games to focus on our hero Wolverine. If you're into creating cuts, slashes, gouges, severs, gashes, stabs, snicks, and everything else that goes with moving and playing as Logan, there's a lot more. Link to apply below. Now, I know it may not seem like much, but I feel like Drew Murray is kind of making it clear here, especially with the gouges and severs and stabs, that yeah, this is going to be a violent Wolverine game. I don't think anybody was really doubting that, but there was definitely a little bit of concern that maybe they're going to try to hold back or kind of water it down. And so, yeah, you know, they're still very early in development. The fact that they're looking for a gameplay programmer, I think, proves that. But we all know that this game is a few years away, obviously. And so there you go. That's the latest I have for you when it comes to Marvel's Wolverine. But moving to the next topic, we're briefly talking about Horizon Forbidden West. This comes from Okami Games, or Okami13 on Twitter. They say Horizon Forbidden West has been rated in Korea. It's scheduled to release on February 18th, 2022. And this was something that I saw a few people talking about. And the reason why they're focused on this is because this doesn't necessarily guarantee there won't be any delays. But what it does signal is that development is going smoothly. And when you see a game rated, it usually means the game is getting ready to go gold relatively soon. Now, we do see some cases where that's not always what happens, like recently The Witcher 3 for next-gen consoles, as well as Cyberpunk 2077 for next-gen consoles were rated, and then we found out not too long after that they're being delayed into next year. But then again, Cyberpunk 2077 is a game that went gold and got delayed, which is like unheard of and insane. So I don't think we're going to see a similar situation with Horizon Forbidden West. I wanted to just take a moment to talk about this because for me, this is making me feel more confident that they're going to be able to hit their February 18th, 2022 release date. So there you go. The final topic we're talking about is Geoff Keighley hyping up the Game Awards. And I just wanted to kind of take a moment here to talk about the Game Awards and I guess our expectations, specifically with Sony or PlayStation being involved. And so on November 4th, Geoff Keighley says, I don't mean to hype you guys up, but the future of video games is looking really good. Now, look, we all know that it's Geoff Keighley's job to hype up any show that he's involved with. I mean, you know, he's the one who does the Game Awards. And so obviously he's going to say things like this. But what we also know is that Geoff Keighley, he wants to try to bring on as many big world premieres and new reveals as he can, because he knows that that's only going to help bolster the viewership and the hype and buzz surrounding the Game Awards. And I think that because there were so many game delays, because there were so many games that had to be pushed back into next year, there's also many games that are in development right now that we don't yet know about that also had to be pushed back. By that I mean when they were going to be revealed. So I think there's a pretty decent chance we could see some pretty solid announcements at the Game Awards. And so I don't know how much we can buy into him saying it's looking really good. I mean, I personally believe it. I think there's a lot in store. But when it comes to PlayStation, are they going to be at the Game Awards in a significant way? I think they will. I think part of what he's saying here does involve PlayStation. I can't help but shake that feeling. We heard from the musician Ava that apparently Sony has a big PlayStation remake that they're set to announce in December, and the Game Awards are happening in December. We have Geoff Keighley out here hyping up announcements. Some people were actually pointing to him specifically using the wording, the future of video games is looking really good, because when you look at Sony's 2020 PlayStation 5 event, That's actually what they titled the event, The Future of Gaming. Now, do I think this is his way of trying to tease that PlayStation is going to be at the Game Awards and have a big reveal? Not necessarily. I don't think he did that purposely. He could have, but I'm not going to look at it that way. What I am going to say is that I think the Game Awards, as I said, are going to have some pretty significant announcements from pretty much all publishers or a lot of big publishers. And I think Sony will be one of those publishers. I do anticipate that Sony will have one big reveal or announcement at the Game Awards. It would just make sense for them to do that. But at this point, I'm going to ask you guys to leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Are you buying into Geoff Keighley's hype for the Game Awards? And do you think PlayStation will be there with a big announcement? Let me know down in the comments below. That's going to do it for this video. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you did find it informative. Leave it a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell notification icon and feel free to share the video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.